Hi again, everyone. It's Thais. So today I'm going to talk about the beautiful reason we both crave and need sugar. The taste of food is an energetic frequency for the body, one the body knows, because it contains healing and regenerative information for the organs, cells, and tissues of the body. So eating is really an act of making love, because nourishment is equated with love or the energy of being nourished. So when we feed nourishing foods to the body, we're not only building its energy, we are feeding love to it. Did you know that the human female breast milk contains more than 100 different sugar molecules and contains glucose, fructose, and lactose? This composition is to develop the microbial ecosystem of the newborn by feeding its bacterial population. The mother's milk is naturally building the child's immune system and developing the immune response in the gut. Isn't that amazing? Fast forward to an adult body. Nowadays, we consume so much sugar because it is in everything, even bread. And most people consume the majority of their sugars for breakfast, which leads to a huge sugar spike in their body. And by midday, they have crashed from that sugar spike and they get into brain fog, low energy, and other symptoms. Glucose is what we call sugar. It is one of the 6 forms of sugar, and glucose is the source of energy for the cells of the body. The energy cells are called the mitochondria. So the body is always seeking glucose because without it, the body cannot function properly. It is food for the mitochondrial cells. But here is where things need to be clarified. The body, it gets its glucose from the whole foods that we eat in their natural form, unprocessed or not chemically manipulated in any way. The body already has the intelligence of how to extract glucose from the natural fruits, vegetables, and other natural foods such as potatoes, yams, wheat, and rice. But the way in which we are sending sugar to the body today is what is causing all the damages we see in the form of illnesses and disease. We're sending very high volumes of sugar and processed sugar mixed with unnatural chemicals to the body very rapidly. The body cannot process it fast enough, nor can it assimilate the chemically processed kind of sugars. So to the body, when we flood it with high levels of sugar in a rapid manner, it is as if the body is drowning in sugar. Its response is basically, man, I don't know what to do with all of this crap, because it is literally overwhelmed. So its response is then an inflammatory one for its own protection. All illnesses and disease is our bodies speaking to us. So what is the correlation between glucose, sugar, and our mother's breast milk, and why is it important? The reasons we need sugar is for the body's energy cells, the mitochondria. And the reason we crave sugar is an emotional response for nourishment. Think of this. When exactly do we crave sugar the most? When do we grab that candy bar or a donut or some sugared product? When we are stressed. The stress response, the craving for sugar, means our mitochondrial cells are low in energy due to stress. And our emotional response is for the time when we felt nourished as a newborn in the arms of the mother or parent. We felt safe. Our emotional memory holds the taste of breast milk as a nourishment, which is a sweet taste. Some have even compared it to the taste of cantaloupe juice. We hold it as a time when we were in the safety of love. And I am aware that some may not have had that experience. And therein lies the emotional addiction to sugar. It's a seeking for nourishment. Somehow, perhaps, this is known. And so chemical compounds were added in modern day foods, which are directly hitting the body's dopamine to make us addicted to them. And with the overconsumption of such chemically altered high sugar foods, we become sick. Since food holds an energetic frequency, feeding toxic food to the body is like feeding the energy of hatred to the body. Glucose itself is actually a compound that comes from plants and whole foods. This highlights the symbiotic relationship between humans and nature, or the human body and nature itself. So, return to nature. More vegetables gives the body the fiber to break down the sugars from the fruits and foods and disperse them properly to the mitochondrial cells. Otherwise, it creates an imbalanced insulin response, which translates to too much sugar in the blood and in the brain. When too much sugar explodes in the brain, this triggers an inflammatory response, eventually leading to things like Alzheimer's and dementia. A glass of orange juice, for example, which many consume first thing in the morning, sometimes even 2 glasses, is the same as drinking, it's the same as drinking a can of Coke to the body. But when you eat a whole orange in its natural form, especially the inside white part of the skin where the highest nutrients are and the highest vitamin C is, it's a different response in the body because it contains the fiber. And this is the same for apple juice versus an apple. So what is the takeaway? The body's memory is of nature because the body is made up of the minerals from nature and it responds properly to natural foods. Anything other than that, it gives an inflammatory response. So feed the body the plant and root fiber meaning yams, sweet potatoes, etc., that it needs, and it will balance the nutrients and sugars in the way it knows how to do. Feed love to the body, and you will build your true soul energy. See you in the next video. Bye for now.